Hey, good. Happy Thursday, all you beautiful people out there. Welcome back to Shutdown Happy Hour here at Cedar Springs Brewing Company. And oh my goodness, do we have a spectacular show for you today. It's funny, it's kind of like show business here. We are, once again, this is our fifth happy hour, and I think we're going to do one more of these as we slowly get back into the swing of things. And we've got all the talent with us today. By popular demand, Sara, oh my goodness, hi girl.
Hi, Dave. How are you today?
And happy birthday. I can't believe that we shut this show lined up right with your birthday. It's the most beautiful, wonderful thing. You have what, about 212 birthdays a year, I think, right?
Yes, I do. Yes.
And you've been with us since the very beginning.
I have.
And you were a 2016 Wave Award finalist, so you're kind of a big deal.
Yeah, I kind of am.
And what are you drinking today?
I am drinking the sangria cider mix, which is
a little bit of fruit.
Absolutely amazing.
A little bit of fruit. Well, it's been kind of, obviously, that's one of the things we have not been able to serve here during this entire shutdown. But this week, as you guys know, we're back up into semi-business a little bit with 50% capacity. So kind of doing a counter service thing. But that means we get to bring the fruit back.
And let me tell you, people were very, very happy this week.
Well, it's not just for breakfast anymore. So it's great that we can enjoy it on a Thursday evening. And then Miss Chelsea. Hi, honey. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. And Chelsea, you've been with us for what, a year and a half, 2 years?
3.
3 years now. My goodness, time
3
flies
years.
and we're having fun as our sous chef. So getting to play with some of these wonderful German dishes that we're doing upon occasion, and we've mixed in a few of the other continents as well, some Italian and a local Americana. So what do you have today?
Today I have Dunkelweizen.
Dunkelweizen, a little dark wheat beer.
Yeah.
Yes, very, very rich in vitamin B12 and protein as it's unfiltered. You've got a little bit of kind of a milk chocolate banana flavor on that. We just released, you guys know, the barrel aged. We missed Stark Beer Fest, so we have the barrel aged Weizenbach, Holzweizenbach, which we did, 5 years ago, I think. We did it again 3 years ago. And we had to wait. We couldn't do it for Stark Beer Fest, so that is out today. So grab some of this while you can. We only have a barrel of this, so it's not going to be around that long. But my goodness, little vanilla notes and oaky little bourbony nose. It's really nice. We also have talent with us. Brian Oberlin with the mandolin. How are you, sir?
Hello, fine people.
It's great to see you again. We've missed all of our musical friends as we've been enduring this shutdown here for the past 2 months. And then what do you have over there to keep lubricated?
I've got a Boosie orange cola.
A Boosie, that's right. You know, it's kind of a neat cola, and most Americans don't know about it. It's based on a thing called Spezi, which was I've really only seen in Germany. It's an orange cola-ish, if you will, that I've never seen over there, but it's almost like Mountain Dew. It's everywhere over there. And I've never seen it anywhere else. But we've created our own little version of that here. And Bussi is the German word for smooches. So it's just a little kiss of the citrus for you. Yeah, very nice. So anyway, let's kick this thing off. Cheers, guys. It's wonderful to see everyone.
Roast.
Good. So into business. How in the world have we been able to survive these past 8 or 9 weeks?
Well, it's been amazing, very different. Huge thanks to you for what you've done for all of us here, as well as the community. Our customers have been just so kind, have been so appreciative, and very good to us.
I think that's been one of the cool things. Not only do they wish you a happy birthday every week, but
every day.
No, but it's been. I think in some ways we've gotten to know our customers a little bit different, especially with the delivery in some cases. I mean, we're getting people that you've missed for a couple of weeks, and you're getting a chance to go out there on a delivery and say, hey, and see some of those smiling faces again that we've missed. And only a few of them have thrown rotten fruit at you when you've come to the door.
This is true. And I can't tell you how many times some of the regular customers, when I did show up for a delivery, said, oh, great, you know where I live now. So,
well, now they know what the nose prints on the windows are, right?
This is true, yes.
Exactly. And so in Chelsea, too, we've obviously evolved a little bit in what we've been able to do from the kitchen, because we've had to pull back on some of our regular items. How have you guys been able to, how has it evolved for everybody in the heart of the house in terms of the changes that we've again had to endure?
I mean, it was just a lot of cutting back and getting used to the flow of things at first, I feel like, and going from there.
Well, a lot of our providers, we went from getting
Yeah.
deliveries 4 days a week to 1 day a week, trying to access our food providers and our local farms. So that's been a challenge a little
Yeah,
bit. It's forced us to.
Ordering a week's worth of stuff all at once was a little difficult at first, getting the flow of that, but we've managed.
Well, it's cool now as we've started to reopen here this week that we've been able to bring a lot of the menu favorites back. So the Brussels sprouts, the beurre de Brussels sprouts that we have, we've been missing those for 8 weeks, and those are now back on the menu and available as an appetizer or a side. The spring rolls are back. What else am I missing? We have quite a few things that
we brought back the shrimp skewers, the cordon bleu schnitzel.
Yeah.
The
that
energy
schnitzel's so
salad,
good.
which
Energy
The
salad.
salads,
and
yeah,
spinach
we
salad.
haven't been able to. Again, with 1 week at a time, it's been hard to keep fresh produce in many cases. We've had to minimize that so that we're getting through it in a timely manner. But now obviously we're able to get through that stuff with. And it's been kind of fun this week. I mean, the first 3 or 4 days here we've had. I mean, people have been cool maintaining the social distancing. We're lots of masks and. But it's been nice to see everybody over
so nice.
over a cool beverage again.
Yeah, absolutely.
The beer garden, seeing people out there in the beer garden. We've got these cool little shields too that you can put in the middle of the table. So if you have separate parties, that people can stay separated. And then we've also had a bunch of new safety training for really everybody that touches food. But you guys have all gone through a new Serve Safe program. Well, 3 of them really, but. You guys went through 2, and then a 3rd one for everybody in the kitchen as well. Everybody got through that okay, I think, yeah?
Yeah.
So if you do come in here, you're going to see the certificates all over the wall from the training and the testing that everybody has done. What have you seen, Sarah? Outside of every people missing each other, but what have you seen in terms of guest reaction? I mean, this is difficult for everybody, obviously, but people are understanding. People are just anything's okay.
Yeah, I mean, people are a little confused. They come in and they're not quite sure what the rules are, what to do.
Confusion goes with most of us.
This is true. And we guide them. We tell them we're strictly bar counter service right now, but they have access to the full menu. They can order food. They can order drink. They can stay here on the premise.
Right.
People are just thrilled to be back amongst friends and all of the regulars, and it's almost
like a nice little picnic setting outside with people being able to sit out there with their to-go and enjoy a beverage. And
been perfect weather this week for that. So,
and then going forward, Chelsea, obviously we don't know for sure as we get more permissions and that we're able to. When we're able to fully open, but there's a few things we still need to bring back. Obviously, the monstrosity we don't have that as of yet, and a few of our daily things. Are there? What are we looking forward to bringing back? Is there anything?
For me personally, it would be the daily schnitzel. I was a favorite of always having something fresh and rotating, and farmers market coming around the corner.
Yes,
so
that's scheduled. I think June 25th is our tentative date for that. We're still looking for vendors out there. If you know any agricultural vendors, have them holler at us at market@csbrew.com. But this is our 4th year of doing the farmers market, and that's grown every year. It's on the heart of Cedar Springs, which is right across the street from us. But that's been a really cool thing. We've been able to incorporate a lot of the local produce into our specials, including the schnitzel of the day.
Yes.
And then obviously when our kitchen crew, before we actually came into this, we had just gotten back from Germany as well. So I know we have a few new goodies that we're getting ready to roll out and evolve as we get back reopen and into the full swing of things. And then Sarah, who are you looking forward to harassing the most when we get these seats full again?
Oh, my list is so long. How could I possibly pick?
It is too long, and I think there's more than a few out here that are looking forward to wishing you a happy birthday as well. So
yeah, I've had several songs already sung to me this week. So
are any of them repeatable and for a family type broadcast?
well, it's the traditional happy birthday song. I would like to request, since I'm getting the happy birthday songs almost every day, maybe some presents could start rolling in with the song, or something along those lines.
Well, maybe people can find some vintage polar bear gear for you. So,
there you go.
Sarah's a Creston polar bear, and she's been around so long, the school doesn't exist anymore.
Yes, thank you for that.
So, but you've been in the hospitality industry a while.
Yes, I have.
Were you in this all along, or were you in this earlier and then came back?
That's exactly what happened, yes. A few years ago, in my early teens, I was...
15 minutes ago.
Yes, exactly. I worked for a family-owned restaurant in the heart of the west side of Grand Rapids. So, and then I went out in the real world, did office settings.
Well, maybe we'll have to get you back on the west side too once we get our Bridge Street project rolling again. A guest appearance from the birthday girl.
Right.
And Chelsea, you live up north here with all of us, and you've been in this then, although you're not that old compared to us. Does my beard look gray? But you're a lifer too. I mean, you've been in this then since you've started working?
Yeah, 10 years now. So
10 years? It's awesome, and it just keeps getting better.
Yeah.
And your husband's a firefighter.
Yes.
So we were happy to be able to deliver some meals to our thank you project to the firefighters here locally in Cedar Springs. So thanks for all those guys are doing during this time as first responders. So one of the other cool things that we do here on a regular basis, and you guys that have been tuning into these happy hours, you've probably seen some of these, but we have amazing musical talent that comes in on a regular basis to Cedar Springs. So here as we roll into summer, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sunday brunch. And yes, we're kicking off music already this week. We had Tony was here yesterday, but we're getting back into the musical swing of things. So if you catch our social media on Facebook, you can find a complete schedule there with upcoming dates and events. But one of the guys we're always happy to see is Brian Oberlin. So we're glad you could be here with us, and let's take a little break then and listen to some tune, because we all miss live music.
I do too. I'm ready for it. Here's a tune I wrote called Downtown. Cardboard merchant on the corner, 50-cent slots at 3 a.m. Plenty going on beside your cell phone. Sugar boys looking for a friend. Well, I'm going downtown anyway. Ballerina dancing to the soundtrack. Shopping cart parade on the street. Junkie ride hot busking on the sidewalk. Ladies' heels clicking to the beat. Well, I'm a-going downtown anyway. The telephone pole's pregnant with posters on the corner. Hype and play for nothing bands with hipsters and a Honer. Double dealing villains on the platform. Hungry urban campers by the rail. Pseudo honky-tonkin' at the whiskey club. Bluegrass bands, they pale so good at sipping ale. Now I'm a-going downtown anyway. on the night. Thank you.
Oh, that is awesome. I mean, we do miss, I think the first show we did, Josh was just sitting here. He was a big music guy. He goes to shows all the time. And he's like, oh, that's the first live music I've seen in months. And just to sit here this close, because I always get the cheap seats when I go out to watch music. But, you know, to watch your finger work over there, goodness sakes, dude. We more talent in your finger than we have in the rest of the room here outside of Sarah, of course. But
I'm also not a bad singer.
No, but I know you've been playing with us really since the beginning. We've had some dates in here, and you've had some bands that you're playing with. And I was looking at your, I was looking a little bit at your website because you have a teaching school as well, right? Mandoberlin.com.
Yeah, I do.
Teaching mandolin, obviously.
Yep, teaching mandolin, mostly mandolin, guitar here and there, but mandolin. Yeah, I have a couple of mandolin camps. One out in Oregon called the River of the West Mandolin Camp. That's really great. Cool. It had to be canceled, of course, but
yeah, like everything this year. Yeah.
And I have one in Michigan here. Actually, I moved it to Chicago. It's called the Great Lakes Mandolin Camp. So
very cool. So how many students will typically come to those?
The one out in Oregon has 60 students and 4 teachers. And it's 4 days long, and then the one in Chicago is about half that size.
So if people check out your website, mandoberlin.com, they can see that.
Absolutely.
And then do you have CDs and stuff for sale on there as well?
You can't buy them from my website, but CD Baby, everywhere, yeah.
And then in looking a little bit at your bio, so I mean, over the years of saying hi, we've never had a chance to really talk about it, but you traveled quite a bit too. You spent some time in Germany even.
I have, yeah. I've been to Europe many times over the years.
Were those more tours or were those teaching as well?
Both. It's kind of back to back. That's kind of how I've sort of modeled my career is teaching and playing, and turns out you can live off 10 grand a year. Not really.
You're doing better than I did over there. I was living on pesos, and those didn't spend that well. I mean, surviving on liquid bread actually on a daily basis, and maybe get yourself an apple or some bread in the morning. But good. Well, it's a beautiful country, and I know that's part of, speaking of things that are canceled. I mean, Oktoberfest being canceled already this year too. But that's obviously one of the things we've tried to do here is bring a little bit of that flavor back to West Michigan and having a little chunk of Bavaria here in the middle of beautiful downtown Cedar Springs. So
you're cool. Doing it.
I think you've got some dates coming up as well, right, with Hillary that you've gotten scheduled?
I do.
Okay, fantastic. Good. Again, check out our calendar online. You can see some of those. Now, so Sarah, when we're not messing things up, we've had a few things that we've obviously evolved here. So we've gone from a very strict experience for guests. I mean, we had 5 people in, takeout only. We added delivery almost right away, and you've been one of the delivery people doing that. So we've opened it back up. So how is it operating now when people do come in?
We are at 50% capacity, and as I mentioned earlier, we have our menu available. They can come in and order drinks. Everything is self-service at the bar. People come in, place their order, or
they can call ahead and do it.
Or call ahead, that's correct. Take a seat, and then once their food comes up, we give them a little shout out. Very tough for me.
You're a delicate little flower.
I'm yes, that. But my position is serving, and I love people, as you know. I've gained so many friendships and relationships here over the past 5 years. It's just amazing, and so it's hard for me to kind of step back in my role. If people want something, I automatically, by nature, want to jump and give it to them. Right. Well, not jump real far, but so it's been
it's one of the things we've had to also control this a little bit for safety. I mean, we obviously want to make sure that all of our staff are maintaining standards and keeping safe. We can't get anybody here sick. I mean, if somebody here gets sick, obviously we're shut completely down. So we've got to make sure that we're taking all the proper precautions based on CDC guidelines and the state of Michigan guidelines, that we're keeping our guests safe, we're keeping ourselves safe, we're washing our hands on a regular. You're about time to wash your hands anyway.
Yes, it's that time.
Yeah. So, and then in the kitchen as well, with unfortunately everybody having to wear the masks, but having to use gloves and sealing all the containers. I mean, we're doing a ton of extra things extra things. I mean, extra precautions above and beyond for the same purposes, keeping guests safe. So, what are a few of the things that have really changed for you guys here as we've come out of this?
A lot of the packaging, like you said, a lot of the sealing, just nonstop packaging, sealing, all day.
You guys are sticker experts.
Yeah, I am great with stickers now. Sealing those packages.
And then, the other thing that we've kind of evolved too is adding on additional catering and the grocery program that we've been working on with Spartan Nash through Family Fare. So talk a little bit about the dishes. We've got 5 dishes that are out there in Sparta, Rockford, and Northland Drive.
We tried to stick with our kind of classic dishes that we serve here, a little variety. We did the Jaeger Schnitzel, the Bratwurst Teller. We did a beer garden salad. Our pretzels, miniature.
Pretzels. Those seem to be the most popular
Yep.
one. Yeah, there's a mini version of the classic huge beer garden pretzel that we have here.
Big Spätzle.
Big Spätzle. I'm like, what's
That's right.
the fifth one?
Yep. So that's kind of a German version of a mac and cheese.
Yes.
And then the Bratwurst Teller, that's a Bratwurst platter. Yep. So you're getting your good German Bratwurst and your Krauts. And the Jaeger Schnitzel is a nice sauteed pork cutlet with mushroom cream sauce. And that's always been one of my favorite dishes here. But try to do some things that were simple and easy to grab at home. So if you're in those neighborhoods at all, by Rockford, Sparta, or Northland Drive, pop by your local Family Fare, and you can grab some of those dishes and take them home for a meal in the family. And then we're also working on perhaps offering a slightly wider array too at the Bridge Street market with Meyer stores as well.
Yes, we are looking at doing some variety of sandwiches there,
Right.
and
Yeah,
nice little grab and go lunches. So
absolutely. And that's a cool store. Have you had a chance to be down there?
I have not.
It's a really neat store. They've got a cool staff there, but they do a lot of just real fresh and local things in that environment. It's kind of neat. And then we're also, as we get back close to normal, we have some events coming up this summer, Sarah.
Yay.
What are we starting here in the next week or two?
Yes, cannot wait. We are going to have the Jeep Night, which is huge success here for us.
One of my favorites. I'm getting some work done in my Jeep right now. So.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Great. Okay. And then
Duct tape, it's a handyman's secret weapon.
mm-hmm. And we're going to do that on Thursday evenings.
Right.
We'll have the music.
Our friends from Rockford Jeep, or Rock Watson in Rockford,
Yes.
and Kevin Irwin are helping us out with that
Absolutely.
on
And,
Thursdays.
when we started this a few years ago, along with the Dream Ride or the bike night that we did back then, it was a little uncertain of how things would go. And
Right.
let me tell you, that Jeep Night is just incredible.
Yeah,
I
they're
mean-
fun nights. Well, then Dream Ride Night is on Tuesdays, and that's really kind of evolved. So our friends with Vanderhyde are helping us out with that, along with Kevin Irwin as well, with the Freedom Home Group. But that's a cool night where if motorcycles are fine too, but it's people look at it first of all as a classic car night, but it doesn't have to be that.
No.
Hot rods, really any dreamy type ride that you can have out there. It's cool, and that one's fun because there's such a wide variety
Absolutely.
of classic and modern and hot rod cars that are out there. It's kind of cool to see what people do.
Very cool. We have music and, again, the full menu. Everything's available right out there. It's kind of like one big party. So
Yeah. Well, whenever you're there, it's a party.
it
anyway.
is a party, yeah.
No, it's really nice for the beer garden because that backs right up to all the cool vehicles that are out there, so you can check those out as you're wandering around. And then, as we mentioned earlier, the farmers market, that's already scheduled for June 25th. So we're looking forward to doing that. And the grocery program that we talked about earlier, you've been one of the people helping out with that and keeping that stocked as well. So do they know it's your birthday when you go to the grocery store too?
Well, I really don't mention that. I don't bring that up when I go in there. One of the stores, actually, the grandmother of one of our dishwashers that works here, she's one of the deli clerks. I've established some relationships with them, as you can imagine. And of course, anybody who comes in the store I talk to. But so I might tell her soon, but she, it's kind of a secret out in the real world. We save that specialty for us here at the brewery. So
It's one of our little secrets. So
it is.
Well, awesome. This, like I said, is our second to last happy hour. We have actually some very special guests coming in with us next week as well, and we're going to talk a little bit more food centric. But we do want to remind you again, the family fairs in Sparta, Northland Drive, and in Rockford. Those are awesome. We want to give a shout out to all of our restaurant partners that are in Grand Rapids. As everybody kind of gets back to work, our Kusterer brand beers are available in a lot of these local bars and restaurants, and they've been suffering right along with all of us. And if you have a chance out there, please support local as much as you possibly can. Takeout's still great in this time, and obviously you can start stopping into a lot of these places and enjoying the dine-in experience. But it's a struggle for everybody here in the industry. Be understanding and order directly from them whenever you can. And we're looking forward to enjoying a pint or a half liter in our vernacular with as many of those as possible as soon as we can. And we also want to thank Brian again so much for coming in. Hit him up at mandoberlin.com and we could get those young people trained up on the mandolin.
Thanks for having me. I love being here.
Yeah, good fun. Good fun. So again, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday evening. Be safe out there and drink good beer. Prost.
Gross.